So it's 1-2 to Beachcomber, who's vying for promotion from Division F to Division E, and against Cormac, who we are supporting in this commentary, who has just returned from lunch break, and she really needs to win in order to stay up in this division. Of course, she only got promoted a month ago. These things can happen quite quickly, and there's a lot of variance on this. But this is not going to be an easy one because Beachcomber was top of the division, and yeah, he drew 3-3 with Rafi J, who we know Cormac Attack was beaten by last time. I mean, if you were watching that one, that was a tight match, and I think we will be starting any moment now. Hopefully this time there's not going to be a lag for us, so we can see it from the beginning. Okay, so looking at these cards, Raider is a useful card, slightly stronger than gold because you get it in the next one and it makes someone else discard. Mountebank is another strong attack, but probably the key card is Swashbuckler. If you have discards in and you get up to 4 coffers, you can get the treasure chest, which gives you gold every single time you control onto it. Farmer's Market is a strong 3 card. Now Beachcomber got a 5-2 and he's gone for Mountebank, which is an outright attack. It's a strong attack. It gets a copper and a curse, and I'm not seeing a trashing card here, but there is Watchtower, which can protect you from, if you're gaining curses, you can trash them. Snowy Village is much stronger than a 3. You need to be a little bit careful in the order you play it, but it's 4 actions, 1 card, 1 buy. If you compare that to most other action multipliers, that is clearly very strong. Perhaps if you're going purely for your deck. So Cormac has bought a scrap, so he's trying to reduce the size of a hand. Now this is my favourite trashing one, because you only trash 1 at a time, and for your estates you can get a silver and a horse, so it's quite good for if you get that, but it's not so good for trashing coppers in my opinions. And Farmer Market will trash itself after a while if there's enough in the thing, so it can get points, but it can go up to like a gold value quite easily, and it's plus a buy. But yeah, with Snowy Village as a plus buy in the deck, it's probably not necessary. Now, unsurprisingly, Cormac's got a Watchtower because he's worried about Mountebank, but the timing didn't quite work for that one because he's going to be playing it this turn and not the next one, so I think she's just going to play. Yeah, this is the issue with Scrap. She hasn't got the estate in her hand. There's nothing to buy for 2, so she's going to have to play the Watchtower here. So the Scrap's still not getting used, and it's still only a 4 coin, but I think it's probably should be a Snowy Village. What did she buy at turn 2? Who bought the Snowy Village? Yeah, so she bought 1 Snowy Village already. So yeah, silver is a reasonable buy, which was the plan before drawing the extra copper. Now she's going to get hit by Mountebank a second time. So perhaps actually she may, yeah, the problem with the scrap, it doesn't actually accumulate. She's probably going to need a second scrap, I think, to cope with this. Yeah, well, Mountebank causes the other player to gain a curse and a copper. That's unless they had a curse in hand. The curse discard has blocked that attack, so it doesn't actually take effect. Now we'll see what his choice of buy is. He could well go for Mastermind, but he's gone for Cursed Village. He's avoided the troublesome curse which you get with some of these. I mean, you can get some pretty nasty ones, so allowing yourself to get a curse to do this doesn't make a lot of sense, just to draw to 6 cards, when Snowy Village will draw you to 5 cards with 4 actions and a buy. So yeah, I think there's a slight opening there in that choice. The fact that he chose the fact that Beachcomber chose that option, and now he's drawn 5 coins again. See, another 4. This isn't a great deck for a 4 because there isn't a 4 card, but that doesn't mean the Snowy Village is worth more than 4 anyway. I think she's still sticking to silvers. And again, the Watchtower hasn't aligned with this, and again the scrap. So it's the same problem she had last time with this combination, and it's arisen again this time. And now next time she's going to be hit by 2 mountebanks. So if the watchtower was in her next turn, that would have been great. She could have stopped all these curses coming. But this one's going to be painful. I suspect we'll see a raider. She's tempted to go for mountebank and try and catch up, but I suspect what we're going to see is probably a raider at this point. It's stronger than the gold. No, what did she buy? She bought a mountebank, so she's trying to balance it out so that not all the curses come to her. But this is going to be a painful one because he gets to trash the estate with his scrap, so his timing for his scrap has worked well, whereas Cormac hasn't been able to use hers yet. But he does seem to have bought a second cursed village. I guess he likes the fact that it draws up to 6. It's like a +2 cards under some circumstances. But yeah, now Cormac's got 3 curses, too many copper. She's going, yeah, now comes a second scrap, but yeah, this is a problem. It's becoming unbalanced with the 5-2 start. It could have been problematic for them, but I mean, it could have been a mastermind and it could be all over already. I mean, it's not yet fully over. He should buy a raider here. I don't think he will, judging from the other choice of cursed villages. But having said that, he's already got a mastermind, and they're going to run out of curses soon. He bought a second mastermind, so his plan is to make sure that all 10 curses get into Cormac's attack's hand, and she will be stuck without anything else to do. She should buy a second snow village here, actually, I think. Temptation is to try and get no extra defensive watchtower, but the timing of that is messed up. But now that she's got 2 scraps. Now, I don't like the card Oasis. If we have a look at this, this is what's just been bought. It's plus a card, discard a card, so it doesn't actually make your hand any bigger. It just gives you that little bit more extra choice. But in this case, it's the blocking cards aren't going to be in your hand for that. So it's 5 cards, and she's got a lot of coppers she's getting with these curses as well. So she chose to trash that one rather than discard the curse. Now she gets to play her first one, but yeah, it's a bit late to catch up is the problem here. So with this 3, it's a painful one. I think it's probably going to have to be yet another. Well, we got Snow Village, but at some point you may well want to take another scrap. It's, I think, only hopes to try and go for a slow thing, but this is going to go Snow Village, Cursed Village. See, the second Cursed Village doesn't draw you a card any longer, which is why buying 2 of them, it didn't get the worst of curses still, but worst of hexes rather, should I say. But to voluntarily get a hex when there was Snow Village sitting out there doesn't make a lot of sense. Now the watchtower. Yeah, you see, because Cormac has only managed to trash 1 of the curses so far. Only 1's gone to Beachcomber, and we're now seeing 7 gone. So that means that she has 5, which, yeah, for a deck this size, without having had any major buy, this is a tricky thing. So there wasn't a lot of choice with the 5-2, but perhaps there was a slightly stronger start option rather than jumping straight into watchtower, if you're going to go for scrap straight away. And well, now she has a 6, and it has to really be raider as the only option for catching up with this. Her opponents too much of a lead with the kind of mastermind thing. There's no point copying that strategy. You could go swashbuckler. Swashbuckler's not bad, but she's gone for the mastermind. I think this is a bit of a slow catch-up thing. The Raider would have given her more money. She got the plus buy with Farmer's Market and Snowy Village. And you're going to have to basically run for this one. Yeah, so Cursed Village is still working like a normal village. You draw one card if you're on 6 already. Will we finally see our first Raider of the game? I've got a feeling Beachcomber isn't particularly familiar with Raider because their reluctance to buy it is odd. If you were going for a deck accumulator, you would go for Swashbuckler. So you would go Cursed Village, Swashbuckler, Swashbuckler. It gets you through your deck faster. And in addition to that, you can go and get to this coffers build up if you get down to your discards. Now, whether there are cards in your discards ones is a little bit random, and it's not so likely with an accumulating one, but that would be what would lock it in place. But it's going for Farmers Markets, which kind of builds up some victory points, but it's not a game-winning set of victory points. Now I want to see a swashbuckler here with this 5. There has to be a change in tempo. See, it could have been, if you hadn't got the mastermind earlier, this would have been an opportunity to use a 5 for mastermind was another reason for going to Raider, but we got the swashbuckler. This now potentially gives her a chance for back in the game in combination with things like the Snowy Village, although it's a limited action multiplier because you can only get 4 actions most. You can still get through half your deck. But still the scraps not quite come together well. And we're already at the point where it's quite late on. Beachcomber should happily just be playing a province, locking in his lead. But he's going mastermind. What else did he buy? So that was interesting. He joined last Curse with his Cursed Village there. He joined Mastermind and the Cursed Village. But the thing is, if you Mastermind the Cursed Village, it doesn't get you extra cards. So it's basically trying to Mastermind the Farmer's Market, but if you Mastermind the Farmer's Market, that still crushes itself. So what is this? Perhaps he's going to get his other one in a minute. Perhaps this is just all build up still. But I'm missing the target card for this deck building strategy. I mean, his big lead with his mount banks have been helpful, so this has given him a lot of time, but it's not quite clear what going through the deck is doing at the moment if you're not then just buying a province. Yeah, you can see how the trashing really hasn't worked out for Clawmac Attack here, because even after having done that, she still only has 4 coins. I mean, she could in theory scrap for silver and get 1 coin per it costs, but there is no 5, which is doing a lot here, so it's still going to be trash a curse. And it's got to be a snowy village, I think. It's just a bit messy. So Beachcomber's got 4 victory points when he trashed his farmer's market by playing it. See, it will get you 1 gold, 1 coin, 2 coin, 3 coins as it goes up. But once it gets to the 4th one, you get the points, but it goes. Yeah, I mean, you can build up an accumulative deck here, but whilst it's a very attacking one, for this player it wasn't really very attacked. He's on turn 15, and so typically you're looking at around, for a non-attack one, typical decks, you're looking around 18 turns when you're running for province. None of the other piles are particularly low, but these two are both on 5. His lead is 6 victory points, which is down to curses. But which is like 1 province. Now this, I think, has to be a snowy village, but she's gone for silver again. I think that slows down her deck too much. There is a slight problem with the snowy villages don't quite change because the actions don't accumulate onwards, which is why you will see that snowy village will be the last card played here. Now, as there's only 3 coins here, it's because he double masterminded actually this farmer's market. I think added 6 coins. I think probably farmer's market is the second farmer market. Yeah, so Beachcomber had in his hand a farmer's market. I think there must have been a second farmer's market being trashed in that. To get to it. Now, so here's the first coffer. See, swash. We will start to see the other obvious strategy with this one was to try and get the swashbucklers up. Now it's a little bit late, but the game's still going quite slowly. As I said, there are threats on 2 piles. I think we'll see the farmer's market one done. But what? See, there was a hex every time you buy this one. I'm wondering what got trashed with it. Now, whilst it may seem a little bit irritating when you're this far behind, I think you just have to buy the province. You could buy 2 swashbucklers as the other play. Three curses in hand this time, 1 scrap. It would have been a nice one to have a mastermind card play with that scrap. Yeah, so Oasis really, I think, is a pretty weak card in my opinion. It's like a copper. On this occasion it wasn't quite so bad because it was masterminded, but so it then works as a gold. But again, I'm missing where one of this gold comes from, because whilst you mastermind this, see, some of these things aren't highlighted too well from this one, because the Oasis should have given 3 golds here. The farmer's market should have given 1. well, 2, sorry. So that should be 3, 2, 1. But there's an extra 2 gold come from somewhere I'm not spotting. I wonder if there's another farmer's market. Yeah, that's a pretty mild curse again. So at this point, the game's going to be ended early. But I say early. It's going to end before the provinces come into play. It's going to be these 2 piles which have gone. It's going to be a lead which can't really be caught up with. I mean, this has to be, well, realistically, it's just not going to happen for Natasha here. Because even the Duchy province, Duchy is still, this is too far behind. But it still requires 19 buys and 2 curses to be obtained. But yeah, I think it has to be Duchy buy here, a lucky mastermind from Natasha. When I say 19, it's 2 turns. Cursed village, farmer's market, cursed village, farmer's market. Or 3 farmers markets and a cursed village. Actually, so slight. So yeah, 3 farmers markets and a cursed village is a slightly better buy. Okay. So you've gone for 2 more buys. This is something he thinks he can buy out in 1 turn. Now that won't actually affect him because this one's a curse which at the start of the buy phase we turn this. Yes, it's not this one, it'll be the next turn because he's had the start of his buy phase. But this is a little bit strange. Perhaps Beachcomber is just having a bit of fun because, yeah, could have been 3 farmers markets and a cursed village there. We'd only needed a 5 this time. Now Cormac's trying to get, if Cormac can get the lead, it will then stop the early finish of the game. But you will see he'll easily get to 5 coins this time. Yeah, so there were 3 farmers markets there, I think. Now how? +1, +1, +1. It'd be nice, you see, if you're playing it tells you, oh, mastermind this, mastermind that. I mean, the Mount Bank can still add the copper to a hand each time, which is still, even though it doesn't add the curse. So he's got up to his needed 11 and 3 buys anyway, so all of these plays are just a technicality really. So this shows that he's scrapped 5 farmers markets so far, which is pretty much where his money's been coming from. If Natasha had been able to close out a few of those herself, it would have been harder for him to get these number points, but it was still been even faster to end. So realistically, I mean, it should have been a raider earlier. Interestingly, he's buying 2 provinces rather than ending the game. Oh, he's not allowed to buy action cards. Yes, of course, he put Envious on himself. Yeah, I mean, again, if this wasn't a match situation, I'm fairly sure we'd be talking about a resignation here. I mean, she'd possibly even think of using up a coffer, which was like the only long-term win, was to get that up to 4. But yeah, I mean, they're masterminding all these cards. Here's the Mount Bank for 8. And each one of these cursed villages will bring up to 6. So, yeah, this is now 3-1. I think it may make a difference to us whether Nakash gets 2 points, but a draw is probably still enough to keep her in contention. So if it's a 3-3 overall in the match, when I say a draw, obviously this round's not going to be drawn. This round is over. Even if Beachcomber missed a bye this time or whatever, it's still an insurmountable lead. The only real way to come back from this was a Swashbucklers Snowy Village combination, perhaps with Raider, but they were just too far ahead. Yeah, so here we are. The game's now technically ended, and it's 3-1 to Beachcomber. Well done, Beachcomber. Not an awful lot which could have been done after the first couple of buying rounds, and you can see why I'm not necessarily keen on scrap, because Natasha just didn't get to scrap her cards.